It is now my pleasure to introduce our keynote speaker, Summer Lewis. Ms. Lewis is an international consultant and co-founder of True Roots, a consulting collective that builds operational systems and partnerships that help international organizations run effectively. She graduated from K-State in 2005 with bachelor's degrees in Spanish, sociology, and women's studies, and earned a master's degree in international studies from the University of Queensland. She is also a Rotary Peace Fellow. Please help me welcome Summer Lewis to the podium.
Thank you, Dean Culbertson. So really quickly, I do want to mention I recently read an op-ed in the Manhattan Mercury by Ned Seaton, which said, "The purpose of a graduation speaker is to speak fast and get out of the way." I know you all want to graduate, so I'll make this quick. I do want to start with a confession. I never had a master plan. And while I'm at it, let me also confess that I don't remember a single thing that our commencement speaker said back in May of 2005 when I graduated. So don't worry, I'm not going to be offended. 20 years ago, I was sitting exactly where you are. And if you had asked me then where I'd be today, I honestly never could have imagined this path. And what I didn't realize back then, but what I hope you see today, is that your time here at K-State has already given you a foundation that works anywhere. Choosing a triple major in Spanish, sociology, and women's studies taught me to think critically across disciplines. It was both terrifying and invigorating to have my beliefs questioned. That growth is exactly what gives you the confidence to lead complex partnerships later, whether they're across the street or across the globe. After graduating in 2005, I started weaving my way into the unknown. I took the first and only job I applied for, a customer service position with a fair trade coffee company in Boston. I was making less than $30,000 a year in a very expensive city. I missed my family, and I survived on rice and beans. But I immersed myself in a new world. It was challenging, and it stretched me. And it was the first strand of my career web. By 2009, another strand took me to a country halfway around the world to help start a new international women's university. My title, Deputy Director of Operations, sounded really impressive until I realized that my first mission turned out to be a cardboard box containing 50 mystery keys for 18 faculty apartments. I also had to solve some smelly plumbing issues in our brand new housing. Our plumber spoke no English. I did not speak the local language. At one point, through pantomiming, the plumber suggested that we just spray some perfume in the bathrooms to mask the smell. But like you, as a K-State grad, I knew how to research and I knew how to solve problems. So I spent my nights on a painfully slow internet connection learning about O-rings and P-traps. And together, that plumber and I figured it out. You will face your own version of eating rice and beans on a budget, and smelly toilets, and smelly situations. And when you do, remember that competency isn't just what's on your resume. It's the down-to-earth ethos of being willing to get your hands dirty to solve a problem for your community. As you head out into a world that feels hyper-connected but deeply anxious, remember these three things: your connective web, relationships. Your career and your life is not a ladder, it's a web. If a ladder breaks, you fall. But a web is resilient. It holds you up even if one strand breaks. And side note, please travel, not just to see the world, but to stretch your web across borders and cultures. It makes your foundation much harder to shake. The second thing I'd remind you about to keep in mind is your currency, and this is competency and reputation. Competency is what you develop by doing the work well, over and over until you're known for it. So whether it's sorting mystery keys or managing a global alliance, being the person who gets it done right is your greatest asset. Your competency is your currency. And the third and final thing that I'd remind you, your craft, resourcefulness. This is the specialized knowledge that you alone offer. Remember, technology cannot sit across from another human, navigate uncertainty, and build the trust required to take risk. That trust is your craft. You are graduating into a world that often tells you to look at your career and life as a race to the top. But that ladder is a myth. As you navigate the professional plot twists ahead, and life twists as well, you only need two things: a web and a compass. Look around this Coliseum. Your classmates and professors are the first strands of your web. And a little further up, in the stands, to the parents, siblings, and friends that are here today, you were the original strands, the ones who helped hold the web together while these graduates were weaving their way through K-State. This milestone belongs to your web, too. And for direction, trust your compass. A good friend of mine recently told me about an internal compass she's had since she was little. No matter how chaotic life got, she just had something inside her she could check in with to know if a person or a path was right. You have this compass. It tells you when a path is right, even if it may not make sense yet on a resume. It's your best technology. Connect with it. Trust it. Don't worry about imagining your whole career today. Focus on the next connection. If you lead with relationship, anchor yourself in your craft, and trust your compass, I promise you will find you are capable of far more than you imagined. Thank you.
Thank you, Summer, for sharing your insights and inspirational words about life after K-State and navigating uncertainties and the importance of making connections.